Hi, my name is Luke Hudson. I served in the United States Marine Corps from 2004 to 2007 with 2nd Battalion 1st Marines down on Camp Pendleton. I was in Echo Company. We did one combat deployment in 2005 to 2006 in Al Anbar Province, Iraq. When we're in country, we are focused on the mission. We're focused on what we need to do as a unit and as a company and as a battalion to accomplish the mission that we were given. You did what the mission was, you went to sleep, you woke up, you did what the mission was, and that was it. Like I didn't have time to sit and think and process like, oh man, we got hit today, or this other unit or this other person I know, something bad happened to them, or there was death. It was just, you do what you do, and I think that's where a lot of those issues on the back end stem from, is that I didn't know how to process. I wasn't able to process it when I was in country, and then I come back and I didn't know how to process it. I didn't know how to safely cope and manage with what had happened in a healthy way. And so I started drinking. Over the next 17 years, I went from struggling with alcoholism to finding opiates, to getting into heroin and meth, and eventually becoming homeless. And through the course of that homelessness and drug addiction, I neglected my daughters, I neglected my family, I neglected responsibility as an adult and as a Christian male. The drugs and finding ways and means to get drugs came before everything. An opportunity was given to me one last time. I had asked for some help in a moment of clarity when I was in jail. And I said, I need help, I don't know how to get it. CarePossible came in and said, we have a scholarship available for you. You need to leave Orange County, you gotta be willing to make some changes, you gotta be willing to do some things that maybe you don't want to do. Through that scholarship from CarePossible, I was able to go to First Steps Recovery for a 90-day treatment program. I was able to do residential inpatient and then PHP and IOP, which is their outpatient program. Through that CarePossible scholarship, I was given an opportunity to start addressing those feelings and emotions, start addressing, that God loves me. And that's really where I found, the unconditional love of God. And it wouldn't have happened without that CarePossible scholarship. So I can tell you how CarePossible has changed my life. It gave me that first step to a better life and to finding God truly. I'm able to be here at Lifelines every Friday night and volunteer and give back to a community that I love so much, and support CarePossible and what Lifelines is doing here through this ministry. I'm about to get married to my beautiful fiance here. I've purchased a home, so I went from homeless to homeowner in a year and a half. Gainfully employed. I get to be in my daughter's lives today. I have full custody of two of my daughters back, and that's something that I could have never done on my own without CarePossible.
And honestly, thanks to CarePossible, this man, I can say, is healed and shows up for his family, shows up for his community, and is just such a hard worker. Thank you, CarePossible.